Kathy Selinsky, and we're getting ready to go to the Shoreline Trolley Museum in East Haven, Connecticut. Let's go! What a beautiful day! I can't wait to get there! We've arrived here at Sprague Station and there's already a trolley car here to greet us. This is terrific. What a beautiful day. And it was so easy to get here too. Conveniently located off I-95. Well, it's midway between Boston and New York, and it's in beautiful mid-coastal Connecticut. Well, there's so many things to do in this area. It's beautiful scenery and the tourism abounds. The Trolley Museum, great for day trip, weekends too. The whole area is exquisite. We've got community partners as well. Right now we're partnering with Gateway Community College with their engineering program. So their students can come and actually have hands-on experience on a working railroad. It's kind of hard to do that with the big boys, but once they're done with their program and they graduate, then they can go on and get jobs with Amtrak, Metro-North, Long Island Railroad. And it's great being part of something like that. Because we're here preserving our history, we're able to help prepare young men and women to go forward and take care of our nation's railroads.
At Gateway Community College, we serve over 8,000 students in college credit courses, an additional 6,000 students in continuing education, professional development, and workforce development instruction. In total, over 14,000 students here at Gateway Community College, brand new downtown campus. Hi, I'm Paul Silberquit, and welcome to Gateway Community College. This is one of three electronics labs that the students within the Railroad Engineering Technology program attend classes. The students are working on trolleys that are 100 years old. They are working on the trolley tracks and the trolley signaling systems. But before they go there, they spend approximately a year and a half here at Gateway Community College attending academic courses, in which many of the courses are electronically oriented. One item that we have here, and we're very fortunate that Dr. Kendrick, our college president, supported us on, is the purchase of a signal trainer. This particular item is unique in that the students are able to have hands-on practical experience with troubleshooting and understanding how the electric current flows through the railroad tracks that are used for the signaling and switching systems out on the modern-day railroad. Whether it's freight or passenger, anywhere across the country, it's all done the same. And with this piece of equipment, our faculty, who are experienced veteran employees, that they are able to explain how the circuitry works, what happens, what causes that signaling light system to turn red or green, to cause the crossing gate to lower when a train gets within a certain period of time, a certain period of distance from the road crossing, and the knowledge that the students obtain in the electric circuits and the digital electronics class are applicable to this railroad trainer. Now, if you notice within this one particular computer lab, that it looks kind of small. Our labs, hands-on, we have a maximum of 16 students in this particular lab, and the same for the other two electric circuits labs, because it's very important for the students to have that very personal relationship with the faculty member, and that the faculty member is able to work with the students and explain and reinforce how the different pieces of equipment work, so that the students will best understand how it works, and then they can take that knowledge onto whether they pursue the career in railroad engineering technology, take this knowledge, and they're able to take it to their practicum course at the Shoreline Trolley Museum, and then on to their future career. We are fortunate here at Gateway to have our graduates employed by Metro-North Railroad, Amtrak Railroad, and even Connecticut Department of Transportation, or commonly referred to as CDOT. And I have one student who is working for Amtrak outside of Miami. So this knowledge that the students gain here at Gateway Community College, that they're able to take with them anywhere across the country or even around the world, because all of the railroad systems operate the same way.
Hi, my name is Shauna DeStefano, and I'm a librarian here at Gateway Community College. The library here gets used pretty consistently throughout the year by students, faculty, and staff. We have over 50,000 print books. We have over 100,000 ebooks. We also have over 60 databases. We circulate laptops, we circulate graphing calculators, we circulate e-readers. We have a wide variety of resources available for students. In addition to that, we also have journals, magazines, and newspapers that anyone can come into the library and use as well. Over the last year, over 300,000 individuals came into the library from the hours that were open, which is Monday through Friday, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We answered over 300,000 reference questions. We taught over 200 library instruction classes, and we also answered over 6,000 reference questions. As you can see, the library gets utilized pretty consistently and is very busy throughout the year.
Hello, my name is Fred Gill. I'm the Talent Acquisition Specialist for MTA Metro-North Railroad. I'm here discussing the Gateway program, but primarily the Rail Engineering Technology program at Gateway Community College. Understand, this program was developed because of a need. Within the rail industry, it's projected between now and 2016 that there's going to be a large number of employees are looking for skilled trades, and primarily within the electrical and signal trades, signal training trades. So therefore, a program of this nature was developed. It is thought that individuals who will come here will obtain a 2-year degree and then be able to further their career at any railroad. So when this program was developed, roughly about 4.5 years ago, it was developed and taking the current curricula at Gateway and incorporating railroad-specific curricula within it, thereby developing that degree component. So therefore, the graduates are receiving not just a degree, but also through the practicum, skilled trades, hands-on trades, which is necessary to advance their career. Now, the practicum is being done at the Trolley Museum, and it's outstanding what they do. Because in addition to the theoretical training at the school, it's enhanced by the hands-on training, so me as an employer is finding individuals coming to us that are skilled. For example, we've recently hired individuals within the signal trade. These individuals are coming in with a level of knowledge which we didn't really see before because of the training they're receiving. Now take the same individual who later on could progress in other areas within the railroad. The training they're receiving here is no doubt provides them with a great opportunity. Let's talk mainly about the practicum of what they receive. You see, at the Trolley Museum, there couldn't be a better place for the training. The reason why is the level of the equipment they have, the diversity of equipment. The equipment comes from the trolleys, but also within their fleet they have old rail subway cars. Now the interesting thing about the rail industry is that we incorporate the old and the new. What better place in the Trolley Museum that can marry these two, and for us as an employee to later on to receive it within that student. Since its development, we have seen a great rise in the caliber of students coming to Metro-North, which is good. And let me discuss briefly the situations affecting not just Metro-North, but the other railroads. You see, Metro-North, we're in a major hiring boom, so to speak. We have so many of our employees retiring. And because of this retirement, we need to fill them with skilled trade individuals. And the key word is skilled trade. Not basic trade, but skilled trades. So we talk about those skilled trades and individuals that take a training program and enhance it with a practicum. They're skilled trades. They can come to us with the similar training that we provide, but be able to come on the floor, hit the floor, and work. And that's so critical to us. We have hired the students at Gateway. They're doing well within the program. The numbers initially were low, but we're seeing them increase because of the program and the success the program is gaining. And we thoroughly enjoy this program. And we hope that it will actually in the near future give us more employees as well. the curricula. Let me speak about the curricula momentarily. The curricula, the Rail Pacific curricula covers signal training aspect, but not just that. Railroad Pacific print reading, the aspect of the history of the railroad. And that's so important because it was thought that when individuals understand the history of a railroad, they'll be able to be a better employee because they have a better understanding of what they're working on, which is so critical for their advancement opportunities. And I must say, the railroad, I've been there for 30 years myself, it is a great place to work. Railroad is a culture. What better place to learn this culture than the school and the practicum? I enjoy it. I enjoy you taking this opportunity to discuss this opportunity with me at Gateway. I find it to be a very good, promising opportunity for anybody who's interested in coming into the railroad and its industry and joining that family. Thank you much.
How you doing? My name is Jeremy Peterson, and I'm a student at Gateway Community College in the Railroad Engineering program with a concentration of signaling and communications. Working here at the Trolley Museum has been an extended education for me, more or less. Working under Jeff, Paul, and Dana, mentors, more or less, they've provided me with a wonderful perspective on how the railroad transit system actually works from ground up. And I'm utmost appreciative and think of this experience going forward will be very, very beneficial in a future career within the rail transit system. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Joseph Ancona, a Gateway Community College student for Railroad Engineering Technology in the discipline of electromechanical. Unlike Jeremy, who is in the signaling discipline, trying to work on trains and the actual mechanical aspects, motors, brakes, anything pertaining to the trains themselves. Working here at the Shoreline Trolley Museum with Dana and Paul and Jeff, I can't say enough about it and how much it will help us down in our careers down the road. Basically, they've given us so much information that it will definitely give us a great career down the road and improve our standings and hopefully improve the partnership between all the railroads and the college and the Trolley Museum in the long run.
Okay, hi, I'm Dana Bowers with the Shoreline Trolley Museum, East Haven, Connecticut. Metro North is installing positive train control. This is really the latest thing to preventing train collisions. It will reduce a cab signal when approaching a restriction such as the 30-mile-per-hour curve, where the speed before that might be 70, and it will tell the engineer that the slow speed curve is coming up. And if the engineer does not respond to the cab signal, the train will automatically slow itself down. If the engineer still does not respond, the train will stop itself.
Hi, I'm Joe. I'm a machinist for Amtrak. In my spare time, I work here at the Shoreline Trolley Museum. I've been working with the students from Gateway, explaining to them what's what under here and what makes these things go. Some of the things that we did were we worked on changing traction motors out. I showed these guys and they helped out. You got to drop the gear case. The axle caps come off and there's brass bearings in here for the axle, that the axle rotates inside. There's a motor suspension that mounts the motor on the back of the truck frame, right? You guys undid that. And then you got to cut the leads here. You got to disconnect the brake rigging. We did that. You lift the car off its trucks. You roll the truck out and the motor comes out. There's lifting lugs on the motor. The motor will come out from the top with a crane. These guys did that. On the end of the armature here in the traction motor, there's a pinion gear and there's a bull gear pressed on the axle. And as the motor turns, it turns the bull gear, and that's what turns the wheel, kind of in a nutshell, what makes these things go. Some of the other things you'll do is we got the air brake, you got the air brake compressor, the two main reservoir tanks, You got the brake cylinder over there. The air flows from the main res tank after it's compressed up through a brake valve in the cab, and it's piped down to the brake cylinder, and that pushes on a series of levers, and it'll pull these rods here, and it'll apply the brakes on the truck. You got a couple other things. You got resistor grids down here to help soften the acceleration. Line switch to help break the arc as you shut off when you're taking power. You got handbrake equipment over there. Trucks, your slack adjusters, and with the motors, when you take them apart, you guys got to tag everything because it's all got to go back where it came from because it's worn in. Motor leads have to be tagged because you want your field wires to go back correctly and your armature wires. You guys know about that, and that's pretty much it. Again, these guys are great. You got to remember your hard hat, your safety glasses, all your PPE, your vests so you can be seen, earplugs if necessary if you're working with loud equipment. Safety shoes are a must, gloves to protect your hands, and you always want to be attentive, alert to your surroundings because anything can happen. These guys, everybody's encouraged to come down to the museum here and help out. You can join up and become a member. You can get involved with the mechanical end and the restoration, or you could do signals, track, overhead. You can even operate. Again, thank you. These guys were a pleasure to work with. Joe from the Shoreline Trolley Museum.
My name's Jeff Hakner. I've been volunteering at the Trolley Museum for 25 years, and for the past 3 years I've served in the office of president. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the project that the Gateway volunteers have been doing to connect our historic railway to our new facilities. These are the original tracks of the Branford Electric Railway, which opened on July 31st, 1900. All the buildings that you see around here were constructed by volunteers between 1947 and the present. And most recently, we've completed a $2 million project known as Elevating the Collection, where we've built 2 new buildings, 12,000 square feet apiece, that are out of the floodplain. All of this trackage was completely underwater during Hurricane Sandy. In order for our trolley cars to reach the new buildings, we have to put a new switch, or turnout as it's called, in the historic track, and that's one of the tasks that the Gateway volunteers have been performing this semester. Well, in the museum world, just as in the real world railroad, whenever you do a project, there are issues with, what shall we call them, existing conditions and maintaining service during construction. And so one of the challenges here was to cut all of this new equipment in without interfering with our operations. And we were operating during the course of this. So once the track leaves the old main line and goes this way, there was another track in the way. And unfortunately, we didn't have the option of just saying get rid of that track forever, because we actively use that track. We use that high-level platform we needed for access to the other barns. And so we had to install a complicated piece of special work known as a crossing. Well, it's been really great working with the Gateway program in the spring 2014 semester. With their help, we got a lot of important work done here. And I look forward to working with the program again next year with a fresh batch of students.
Hi, my name's Art Mashashik, and I'm the Deputy Division Engineer for Amtrak in New England. I've been working for Amtrak for 20 years, and we work on a variety of projects that benefit ridership and reliability, as well as state of good repair. It's great to be here in New Haven, partnering with Gateway Community College and the Trolley Museum, because Amtrak has a dire need for many skilled craftspeople to come into our workforce, and it's great to have a training ground where they learn the basics. And then, of course, Amtrak has a continuing training program, 2 years for signals and 2 years for our catenary linemen. There's many opportunities for experienced, skilled individuals who want a career and have a passion for the industry. Like I said, it's great to have that ability to get the basic training at local community college, Gateway, as well as at the Trolley Museum to get some hands-on training and to better understand all the interfaces between the different disciplines of railroad operations, maintenance, and engineering. Thank you very much for your time. I really enjoy, and I would recommend this to anybody who has an interest in working outdoors, as well as having the benefit of working with a great bunch of people. Thank you.
My name is John Bernick. I'm Assistant Rail Administrator at the Connecticut Department of Transportation. I'm new to this position, and being in charge of all rail engineering and construction on state-owned railways, one of the main challenges that I've identified in my first couple of weeks on the job is the need for qualified people. We have a lot of new initiatives going on. We have service going to Hartford and Springfield, a lot of track work, signalization work on that line. Also, a lot of work on the Metro North line. Transportation dollars are flowing now in a way that they never have in the past, and we have an opportunity to upgrade our infrastructure and to bring increased capacity and speeds online. And with that, we have work going on with signalization projects, catenary electric traction projects, track improvements, and also signalization on the Danbury line. There's talk of signalization on the Waterbury line. All of these things need qualified people. It's important in a lot of ways, not only for the guy who's out there doing the work, the guy who will be with Metro North, with Amtrak, but also from a management perspective. We need people coming through the system, getting experience, so that not only can I use them for engineering, but in the end, maybe 5, 10 years down the line, they're available to actually manage major projects. It takes 10 years to train a guy so that he can take a major project like renewing signalization on the New Haven main line and work that project through to construction. It means working with consultants, with railroad management, with contractors, writing specifications, contract language, procurement, funding, all those things. It's difficult to take a guy right out of college or right out of a training scenario and put him right into that. I need to bring him up through the system.
Hi, my name's Wayne Sanford, and I'm currently the general manager here at the Shoreline Trolley Museum. The Shoreline Trolley Museum is a 501c3 educational institution, and we really try to go out of our way to do educational programs. And of course, the program that we've been seeing today, all about Gateway, is just one of them that we do. It is, as I think we've heard, a win-win, both for the students who get an opportunity to learn firsthand how to work on signals, how to work on track, how to work on motors, all the different components of the trolley cars, which are very similar to what's being used today, same voltage, same type of operation, except it's without computers. And the other, the win for it is that the students learn a lot, and the Trolley Museum gains tremendously with their help working around the museum. But we do a number of educational opportunities. We do book reading programs all summer long. We do Boy Scout merit badges, Girl Scout merit badges here at the Trolley Museum, along with some other specialty programs during the year. As a 501c3, some of the other things that we do are probably unique. We have a rather large reference library here at the museum that's probably one of a kind in the United States, and we receive many, many calls from all over the country from people that are working on thesis for major cities that are looking to reinstitute trolley lines, or today they call it light rail, and they'll come to us looking for a resource. We also have many, many plans, original plans of the trolley cars, and you can see that the car that I'm standing in is very, very unique. It's Car 500, and it actually was owned by the owner of the Connecticut company. And Connecticut had a law back in the 1920s and 30s that said the owner of the company had to ride every one of his rail lines. and test it to make sure that the rail line was nice and smooth and easy to ride on. You could tell by looking around behind me, this is not the average car. This is not the car that your grandmother or grandfather would have rode in. It really would have been quite different than this car. Another thing that we do at the Trolley Museum is with our volunteers. A beautiful car like this needs to be updated, it needs to be renovated periodically. And the Trolley Museum has around 1,100 members. About 200 of those members make this museum run. And they make it run in a variety of different ways. Some people work in our shop and work on the cars and keep them running and lubricate them and do that kind of work. Other people actually adopt a particular car that they like, that maybe their parents rode on, and they rebuild the entire car. And when we rebuild a car, we rebuild it as original as possible. And then the car goes onto our main line and becomes operational. We also do programs like marketing to try to encourage people to come to the museum. And then we do things for our visitors. We really put a lot of effort into our visitors program. We have a number of people that visit us during the year. One of them is the Easter Bunny, who always starts off our year, and we end the year with Santa Claus. But in between those two programs, we have superheroes, we have antique cars, we have a railroad display of cars that are working on the railroad. One of the other things that our volunteers do, it's very important for the rail line, is to keep the rail line open. And so that means that when it snows, we plow it. And when something breaks on the rail line, we repair it. And all that is done by volunteers. Every year we put in about 250 to 300 new railroad ties. And we try to do it the old-fashioned way. We will jack up the line, we dig out the tie one at a time by hand. We pull the tie out, we push the new one in, and then we start driving the spikes. We do cheat a little bit though. We do use an air hammer to drive the spike all the way in. So we do try to use some of the new technology to make it a little bit easier. But when you have a rail line that's 2 miles long and there's a couple of thousand ties that need to be changed on a regular basis, we do that as well. We also install track, we install switches, whatever needs to be done primarily is done by our volunteers. And we'll have a work party. They'll come down on a weekend or a weekday and they'll be working away on the line itself. So it's quite exciting here at the Trolley Museum. If you like working on rails, you could work on rails. If you like woodworking, you certainly could do woodworking. Or if you like doing any other aspect of running a museum, we certainly are available to take new membership at the Trolley Museum, and we can put you to work if you're interested in working. So I hope that you visit us soon. ShorelineTrolley.org is our website. We also offer special tickets periodically online. We are kind of modern. We do use Groupon. And we certainly encourage you to think about visiting the museum. I think it's a great place to visit, learn. Boy Scouts can receive merit badges for programs that we run here. Other programs that in the summer for reading for children. Usually we read about trolley lines or train lines. So we encourage you to visit our museum and even consider joining as a member. You know, if you've got a skill that you'd like to share, recently retired, or you've got some time, we'd love to have you join the museum, and we certainly can put you to work. So again, stop down and visit us, and we hope to see you soon.